Check, check. Okay. The reboot has apparently fixed it. We have apparently fixed our issue. I don't know what caused it, nor do I care. All I know is the reboot fixed it. So we are going to go ahead and transition over. Cue up the BRB screen for a second. All right. So I'm going to show y'all what it is we're working with tonight or today. We are planning 2 streams today. Hopefully. I'm going to do this one if it works out, and then the Stardew stream later tonight. Let me show you what we're actually working with. So, turn off game capture. There we go. If you look here, this is our route. Now, we're doing probably at least 2, probably 3 flights today, trying to outrun some weather. Might not make it on that second one, though, looking at this. Because our first leg is Fernandina to Ocala, and then our second leg is Ocala to Kissimmee. We're dropping off supplies ahead of the tropical storm, but this thing's moving in pretty quickly. Kissimmee's already reporting gusty winds, light rain, 4 miles of visibility, and the ceiling's at 700. Let's see, it's 2113 now. Tempo at 2000 to 2400. They expect winds to be gusting to 40. Heavy rain and shower. Yeah, we might not make it in to Kissimmee. We might just go to Ocala and back to Fernandina. I don't think we're going to make it there. RIP. But we do have some cargo to fly down there and 2 passengers that are heading to Ocala in front of the storm. So there's that. We turn game capture back on. And cue back up the BRB screen. Let's just listen to this frickin' weather. Listen to that mess. It's crazy out there. We turn on the VATSIM audio so y'all can hear it. We are on VATSIM tonight. There is a tower online, but we're not departing from a towered airport. I didn't even look. I didn't even see him there. So it's going to be a fun one. Let me bring up Neopad here. Which I don't think we can't really start the flight from here. It says it's a waiting connection. Probably have to start the flight from... Neopad's kind of useless when you think about it, if you can't even really manage your Neopad stuff from, or Neofly stuff from it. Alright, I need to bring up my charts on my iPad here. Give me just a second, and we'll be ready to start getting and going. I will go ahead and bring up the payload, because we are going to need to adjust that. We have full fuel, which should give us roughly 6 hours of fuel. Hopefully we don't need it. Kilo Foxtrot Hotel Bravo. Procedures. And I want to look at takeoff minimums first. A, B, C, D, E, F. Fernandina, Fernandina, Fernandina. Fernandina Beach. Municipal. These are obstacle notes. Okay, no ODPs. So diverse departures it is out of here. Interesting. Let me open the AFT page. I know there's some notes on here. Parachute ops. They ain't going to be doing parachute ops today. Overfly the airport during calm winds. They ain't calm. Runway 1331 subjected to flooding during heavy rain. It's not raining here yet. Aircraft on runway 31. Not visible to aircraft on 22 or 27. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of trees in the way. Alrighty. diagram. Believe it or not, this airport does have one of those. All right. What is our payload for this flight? Bring it up. Okay, what do we got here? Bernardina to Ocala. 2 packs, 362 pounds of cargo. I don't think we're going to make it into Kissimmee. I was hoping to, but I don't think we're going to. And that has 862 pounds of cargo. That also pays $13,000. So, I'd like to try to make it in there if I can. We'll take... Okay, hold on. Stack is 2 passengers, 11,880 pounds. Oh, wait, 1,000. Okay. So I'm going to adjust. I'm going to put nobody up front but me. I'll put the 2 passengers in the front 2 seats. And as for the cargo, I'm going to kind of distribute this a little bit. I'll put 50 pounds in each part of the cargo pod. I should put 100 pounds total in there. The cargo in the cabin, let's see, we're currently up to 710. Let's add 400 pounds. No, not 4,000, 400. We need 1188. We have 1110, so 470. 8. Okay, there's our payload. That gives us a slight tail-heavy CG. So let me move. Let's put 75 pounds on these two. Try to adjust that CG forward a little bit. Full fuel. Okay, I think we're good there. Alrighty, I'm going to start the mission and we'll try to get this airplane going as soon as we can. It's a diverse departure out of here. Okay, let me run through my checklist real quick. Pre-flight inspection is complete. Parking brake is set. Switches are all off. Ignition is... That's fuel boost ignition normal. Fuel tank selectors, those are up here. Put both of these to on. Fuel tank selectors are on. Bleed air heat is off. It spawns off. Power lever to idle. Prop RPM. Pull forward. Fuel shutoff knob is pushed in, and it is. Wing flap handle is up. No smoking seatbelt signs. We'll turn them on momentarily. They're not going to get turned off this whole flight. Where are they at on this plane, actually? Okay, I see them. They're out there. All right. Engine start. Let's go ahead and start our mission first. Neo. There you go. Okay, we'll go ahead and load both of them, but oh. All right, that's loaded. Connect and fly. Okay. I don't know if y'all can hear them, but yeah, they are talking. Yeah, and we are boarding now. I'm gonna flip this over to dark mode. Look at the weather. That's what I'm gonna want it on. Winds are currently 030 at 31. Pressure is 310. 030 at 23, gusting 30. Temp 19. 3009. All right, what's this button? It's multi. Okay, this is okay, they're waiting for takeoff. This is my mission. Passengers heading to Fernandina Beach. Or to Ocala. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this plane started up. Battery on. Beacon light switch. I'll turn beacon and nav lights on. And my cabin signs as well. Switches are off. Ignition is normal. Oh wait, that's the wrong checklist. Avionics 1 to on. This comes up. Wait all the red X's to disappear. We have 24 volts. Prop area is clear. Fuel booster is on. Starter switch to start. Fuel condition lever. Let's see. Ignition is on. Oil pressure NG stable at 12. Then the condition lever goes to low idle. All right. And start. We're looking for NG to come up 12%. 12 and stable. Move this to low idle. Once NG comes up to 52, there's 52, engine is stable. Starter to off. EIS check normal. I guess it's normal. Fuel boost switch, no, generator check load. Okay, generator check load. I need to zoom in. Battery amps, we're discharging though. Is the gen not fucking functioning? Just trip, then reset. There it goes. I had to move that to motor for some reason. All right, fuel boost pump is in the on position. I'm actually going to move this to norm. Avionics 2 is on. And nav lights. Well, go ahead and flip standby power on. Nav lights are already on. I am going to put my anti-icing on today. Stall heat to on. We're gonna need it, I'm pretty sure. Control. Okay. Next is the before takeoff checks, which I'm gonna do an engine run up because we're gonna be taking off into some shit weather. All right, now we gotta program this thing. Flight plan. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Flight plan, origin. We are at Kilo Foxtrot Hotel Bravo. And we're going to be taking off. Let me see here. What's the weather at? What's our weather look like? Winds are 030 at 29, gusting to 30. So 030. That favors runway 4. So we'll take off runway 4. And then our first en route waypoint is Charlie Romeo Golf. Oh wait, I pushed the thing. Come on. There. Click spot is so small on it. And then we load an airway. We want Tango 211 heading to OCF. That looks good to me. Load it in. And then our destination was Ocala, KOCF, Ocala International. Don't know our runway yet, so I'm just going to leave that blank. The weather there right now is 010 at 13, gusting 22. Overcast 1,900, 1814, 3003. Pressure's still high, surprisingly enough. All right. That is our flight plan programmed in. What's runway heading? 042. I'm going to go ahead and set that. There we go. Is there a controller online? There is not. There's Jack's Tower, but we wouldn't be talking to them. So in absence of a controller, I'm gonna go ahead and set my altitude to cruise altitude. I'm gonna hit B just to go ahead and sync that up. And we're cruising at 8,000 feet. I'm just gonna do this so I ain't scrolling forever. Here we go. All right. I believe I have this set. Engine, system, fuel. Yeah, that seems about right. Map options. Go ahead and give me NEXRAD. I know we're gonna need it. But I'm not going to have... I got traffic on, but I want terrain off on this display to avoid cluttering it too much. As for you, we're in Florida. Don't really need the... Do I want the HSI map or the inset map? Let's go with the HSI map. I've never flown with that before. I do want relative terrain and traffic, but not NEXRAD on that one. Okay. I don't want synthetic vision. And heading label's fine. We're in Florida. There's no need for synthetic vision today. Option 2, DME, bearing. Altitude unit standard, baro back. Okay. OBS 2. Go. CDI, nav source. Transponder, we'll set our code 2200 for the standard IFR squawk. Go ahead and flip altitude mode on. That came on vPilot. All right. Oh, bring that up. Okay. What range do I want this on? Don't really want to be able to see the airport. Yeah, 4 mile zoom's fine. I'll zoom this one in though. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn bleed air heat on. Those two can come on. Lights are fine. Kind of cool today. Is this heat? Yeah. We'll turn these on as well. Probably going to need them. All right. I think we are good to go as far as that is concerned. We'll taxi out the runway 4 and do our engine run up. I'm going to hold the brakes. Parking brake off. Oh, I need to set my radios. Forgot about that. 122.8. Oh, I need to change something. I don't want the 0.5 spacing. Because I'm on VATSIM, there's no point for it. I love that they have that as an option, but like, you really just don't need it. Wait, that's not what I want. Is it this one? Aux. Then we want 0.3 spacing to 0.25. There we go. Nav map, please. Thank you. We are on 122.8. Fernandina Beach traffic. Caravan 279 Echo Charlie taxiing runway 4, Fernandina Beach. Hold the brakes. Parking brake off. Throttle us forward just a little bit. Brake off. Taxi light on. All right, how much throttle do I need to get this thing going? There it goes. Man, this thing can whip around. That nose wheel is kind of sensitive. I'm barely putting any rudder into it and it's turning. All right. Bring the throttle back to idle and let's just coast. We're going to be turning left 90 degrees here, so let's not go down the wrong taxiway. Whoop, overdid it. Fernandina Beach traffic. Caravan 279 Echo Charlie crossing runway 9 and runway 13, Fernandina Beach. Strobe lights on. Go, damn it. How much throttle do you have to give this thing to get it going? All right, we are clear of the runway. Strobe lights back off. Runway 4 is going to be right onto the next taxiway, which parallels the runway and goes all the way, not all the way to the end. We do lose about 100 feet of the runway, but that's not enough to matter. just gonna stop right here. Do one last weather check. 3010, 3010, okay. Alright, it's a diverse departure, so we basically just go out to 400 feet, and then we can proceed off in any heading. Any heading we want. And then we'll, I'll probably do a right turn, direct Craig. Actually, let me, what is Craig's frequency? Would that show up on my nav log? No, because I didn't actually set the flight plan through that. It's 114.5 if I remember correctly. 114.5. CRG, yeah. Okay, and our bearing pointers are going to point to it now. I'm going to switch bearing 2 to be on the GPS. So they're both going to point to it, but one's going to stay pointing at it. Alright, zoom this display out. Out. Ooh, we do have some weather right there. Look at that mess. Alright. Runway heading to 400, then we'll turn right direct to the VOR. Fernandina Beach traffic, Caravan 279 Echo Charlie, taking off on runway 4, south departure, Fernandina Beach. Alright. Landing lights on. Strobe lights on. All my anti-ice is on. Although I don't think ice is going to be a problem today. What's our outside air temp? $19th, yeah. So icing shouldn't be an issue. At least not at first. Alright. Take off. I will try, but in this weather, who the hell knows what's going to happen. All right, there's 400 feet. Gonna turn right, direct Craig. Wind's already whooping our butts. I forgot to do my before takeoff checks. All right, we're clear of terrain and obstacles now. I'm gonna try to get it climbing at about 130 knots. Whoop, a little bit too much nose up trim there. All right, sync heading. Heading hold on. Flight level changed. At 130 knots, please. Everybody but Jacksonville Center's online right now. It's actually a lot smoother than I thought it would be once we got up. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the autopilot on. Let it do it. Alright, can turn my taxi. I'm gonna turn the landing lights off too. There's no point in having them on in this weather. Climb checks. Ice protection is as required. It's not technically required right now, but I have a feeling we're going to need it. Airspeed is 130 knots on flight level change. Prop RPM. I'm going to bring our prop RPM back a little bit. It needs to be no higher than 1900. Oh wait, I was looking for the wrong number. I'm gonna bring it back to 1800. That'll work. Power lever is set. You know what? I'm gonna leave it where it is. It seems to be climbing us at a fairly good speed, so wind is definitely pushing us. Need to apply a bit more of a wind correction angle. Actually, I am going to increase the throttle because we're slowing down. And it should use pitch to maintain 130 knots. We're above the clouds now, so I did pick a good cruising altitude. I did not look at any of the weather prior, other than the METARs, however you want to pronounce it. There we go. Damn, that wind is pushing us a lot harder than I thought it would. I'm pretty much bracketing to a VOR right now. What's this button do? Oh, that's the flight plan. You know what? I didn't move this to high idle, did I? That should be on high idle. Oops. That's what I get for not following my checklist. No wonder we're having an issue. All right, I need to start throttling back now because we're going to redline if I ain't careful. All right, temp is still above 10, still above 5. All right, we're at Craig. We're set to nav source. Head to parks. All right. Nav is on. It should capture the flight plan. It's going to hold this heading for a little bit. And somewhere over there is a tropical storm. This is just the outer area that we're messing with right here. And look at what's below us. Coming up on 8,000. And look at, like, our flight plan's taking us around the worst of it. But, like, that's heading towards Orlando. Like, our second leg is down here somewhere. I don't think we're making it into Kissimmee today. I think they're just going to have to deal without. All right, we're on the flight plan. It looks like it's captured it, but look at our wind correction angle. It's like 30 degrees. All right, coming up on cruise. Altitude select 8,000. All right, let's run our cruise checks. Ice protection is, you know what? It's not above freezing. We can actually, I'm gonna leave pitot heat on, but we'll turn stall heat off. Prop RPM. Let's see here. I need to lower my throttle first, otherwise we're gonna over torque. Just says power lever set. We can be anywhere in the green arc, really. I'm gonna set ING to about 90, I think. I think that'll be a good place for it. We're supposed to cruise at 170. All right, now prop RPM. Actually gonna set to 17. There we go. That slowed us down a bit more. We're going to increase to about 95, I think, on the NG then. And that should have us cruise at the right airspeed. Throttle and prop is set. Fuel balance. Good on both tanks. Engine operations, which exceeds 740, reduces engine life. We're well below that. Every 10 degrees below minus 30 ambient, reduce maximum allowable NG by 2.2%. We're well above that. All right, I'm gonna bring up the charts for Ocala now. Ocala doesn't have any arrivals, but it does have some approaches. And the VOR we're going to at the end of our en route is right on the airfield. They've moved things around since the last time I was here. FBO is now on the south side of the ramp. Alright. I'm going to keep the seatbelt signs on for this flight because God knows what we're going to run into. WX. Winds are 01014, gusting to 24. Well, 010 favors runway 36, which has an ILS and an RNAV. Minimums for the ILS are 200. Overcast is at 1,700. That's pretty well. That's better than I thought it would be. And the RNAV goes down just as low for LPV anyway. What about LNAV? 500, 460. Okay, so we're good. We can get into this field no problem. The question is going to be Kissimmee. Because if I pull up... Let me see, where's weather at on here? I'll pull up the weather for Kissimmee. What are we looking at here? There it goes. Okay. But I say, did their METAR station go off already? Okay, this was at 2136. Auto, so there's nobody there. 35012 gusting 20. Visibility 2. Rain. Mist. Overcast at 700. And the pressure is 29901. Their procedures. Hold on. Their wind favors which runway? 350 favors 33. And right away we have a problem because they don't have an ILS for 33. They have an RNAV. Which RNAV LPV, it will get us down to 250. But visibility at 700 feet. I want to go into it because it's going to be fun, but I also don't want to break minimums either or bend the airplane. I'm pretty sure it's going to start getting nasty. But we'll make that decision after we offload at Ocala, because that's our first leg. So let's get to Ocala first, which we shouldn't have any problem getting into. Since if we do go to Kissimmee, I'm going to have to fly an RNAV approach. I'll go ahead and shoot the ILS for Ocala. We do have an OCF transition for that. Procedure turn. Which I should theoretically fly since there's no controllers. I could also go to Kusab, fly the DME ARC. I hadn't flown a DME ARC in a long time, so I'm out of practice. I think I'll do the procedure turn since we're going to that VOR anyway. That sounds good to me. Ocala is on 113.7. Let me go ahead and tune that. I'm gonna put that on number 2 though. 113.7. I'll go ahead and put it on both, but I'll leave it on the standby for now. 113.7. Actually, we don't need Craig anymore. Let's go ahead and flip that over. Oh, a friend just sent me something. What the hell? Oh, I think we just hit a weather change. Yeah, I think we went into a new weather area. It's turning on to the next leg. Look at all that mess. Bring up Neopad again. It's just easier to use this than try to tune a weather station. Go ahead and refresh it though. Weather. Nearest METAR is null. Great. Well, I guess we're still 28 Juliet. This is a lot harder with the legacy controls. Okay, guess that ain't gonna work. I'll bring it up on the iPad. Actually, let's use Gainesville. We're getting closer to them anyway. What's their weather? .3007. There we go. Load up ILS 36 111.5. All right. Approach course 004. We'll load that in a momentarily. ATIS is on 128.125. I'm going to put that on com 2. 128. Where is my audio panel on here? Oh wait, it's right there, isn't it? Yeah, it's that one, Rufus. We've flown this before. No approach control, no tower control, no ground control online, so that's fine right there. I have 4 to 6. Okay. I probably ain't gonna make it to that grounded, sorry. How far out are we from Ocala? I need to start thinking about when to go down. Okay. 35 miles. We need to be above 2,000. What is the minimum for this airway? Let me look. 2,500. Okay, I'm going to plan to be, we'll say 3,000 feet at Ocala. Let's actually punch that in. Three, 0, 3,000 feet. Ocala at 3,000 feet with a 3-degree descent, top of descent in 5 minutes. All right. Sounds good to me. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead. We got OCF tune. Now what we'll actually do, we'll go ahead and flip the localizer frequency onto the primary. Not close enough to pick it up yet. Now we'll go ahead and load our procedure as well. Select approach. We want the ILS 36. Ocala transition. Minimums for us, 280 feet. Aero minimums. $280. Load. Not approved for GPS guidance. I'll use the localizer, don't worry. Alright. That's not what the approach looks like on the chart, though. I think. I'm coming at it from a weird angle, though. Alright, passing Jutes. My top of descent's up there. Okay, I'm gonna bring bearing 2 back to nav 2. There we go. Bearing 2 is on nav 2. Bearing 1's on nav 1. Not that it matters, because I don't think it has DME anyway. Or bearing capability. I think it's just a straight up localizer and glide slope. I've been staring at my instruments the whole time. Let's get a load of this. Get a screenshot of that. God, that's pretty. somewhere out there is a mess of weather, though. Coming up on top of descent, I'm going to go ahead and select 3,000 feet. What's our fuel flow looking like? 470, not bad. And we're even on both tanks. Coming up on the TOD. I'm gonna go ahead and switch VNAV, I think. VNAV is on. VNAV path armed. Alright, get ready to descend down into the soup, and we are going to be in it through that whole approach until we get pretty much to final, so this is going to be fun. I'm probably going to use the autopilot to help me out today, because it's been a while since I've done this. And with the wind, yep. Alright, it's captured path. I'm going to throttle back now. Let's try 90%. Nope, it's speeding up. Really pull the throttle back. I want to maintain about 170 knots true. There we go. That'll work. IOCF and OCF are tuned and identified. Okay, I'm going to put it on heading hold for just a second. I want to go ahead and set my localizer course. And our course for this 004. Okay. There we go. Alright. Flip CDI back to nav. And we'll flip it back over to Green Needles right before we get to Ocala. But I'll keep it on RNAV for now. Climb 3000 via Ocala radial 355. Is our missed approach? A bit of a complex one. Okay. Not really complex, but annoying. I should probably run through a checklist, shouldn't I? Alright, descent, ice protection as required. No smoking, seatbelts are on. Altimeters. Let me listen to them real quick. 363003 set. Nav source, we are on RNAV for now. We'll switch to green needles in a little bit. Prop lever should be at 1900 RPM prior to beginning the procedure. All right. All right, into the soup we go. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn on my landing lights. Just to do it now while it's on my mind. All right, I'm going to set prop RPM to 1900. Go. And we're not going to touch that again. At least not until we're ready to land. Alright, I'm going to switch this over to heading hold. Put this on the green needles. You know what? We're putting this on make the turn now. A little bit late there. Drop us down to 2,500. How do I bring up the inset map instead? Fuck it, we'll just deal with it as is for now. I'm off localizer. Need to go back to the left. Why are you climbing? You can tell I'm a bit out of practice. I thought I set my minimums. That wind is just pushing us so much. Oh, one thing I did forget to do. Activate this. We're allowed to drop to 2,000 here. We'll set my altitude selector to 2,000. The speed. Drop me at 500 feet per minute, please. Okay, we are below local glide slope now. Yeah, I'm having trouble staying on the frickin' localizer with this wind. Gonna kind of adjust this way a bit, let the wind push me. We're getting ready to do our procedure turn anyway. Rain's coming in on the PFD. Not the PFD, the HSI map. Yeah, give me the inset. I think that's going to be a little bit easier to work with. Turn relative terrain off too, because I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Alright. Turn to a course of 139. Start the timer. Fly this way for 1 minute. Go ahead and set this to 1,700. That's our intercept altitude. Coming up on 1 minute. All right, there's 1 minute. Go ahead and turn us right. Course should be 319. We're going to have to adjust for wind. We'll try about 330 for the wind adjustment. See what that gets us. All right, we're turning back towards the localizer. We'll intercept the localizer, drop to 1,700. I'll throttle us back now below 12. Want to get us right at the top of the white arc here. Activate that leg. All right. I'm going to use nav hold. Just a second. Right now. Let it capture nav hold. All right, we are on the localizer. Drop to 1,700. Ocala traffic, Caravan 279 Echo Charlie is 10 miles to the south, inbound ILS runway 36 Ocala. can actually see the airfield already. Weather's not nearly as bad as what we thought it would be. All right, altitude select, set. On localizer, altitude captured, arm approach mode. All right, localizer, yaw dampener, altitude. We're waiting on glide slope capture. Why does this keep switching to the frickin' VOR? Or from the VOR? Keep it where I want it. So I know how my distance is. Ibis is our final approach fix. We'll intercept the glide slope there at 1,700 feet. Minimums are 280, and our missed approach is climb 3,000 on the 355 radial, which is essentially straight out. Slightly to the left, but almost straight out entirely. Yeah, I think having a relative terrain on right now is just going to be confusing. I think we had to go out as far as we did for that procedure turn. When I gave my 10-mile call, I was more like 15. Glide slope's alive. Glide slope captured. We're at the final approach fix. Our altimeter's good. Okay. First notch of flaps, throttle back. Ocala traffic, Caravan 279 Echo Charlie is on a 5-mile final, runway 36, Ocala. Okay, we're going to come in at about 100 knots since the wind is the way it is. I'm going to let the autopilot take it for a little while. Missed approach altitude will be 3,000 feet. Before landing, fuel tanks are both on, condition lever is high, prop RPM, go ahead and bring this all the way forward. Pull forward. Radar is standby, we never turned it on. Autopilot, yaw dampener, we'll keep them on for now. Wing flaps handle is set. Airspeed, about 80 knots for the short final, which wind is the way it is, we're probably going to be higher. All right. I'm going to let the autopilot take it a little bit further, and then I'm going to take over. Because it doesn't have auto land capability, so... Yeah, look at the way that wind is. We're going to land with the flaps set at 10. We're not going to be doing 80 knots on the final here. Minimums are 280. There's the needle. I have the airplane. Y'all dampener off. I'm going to follow the visual VASI now, the visual glide slope. We're going to land flaps 10, 100 knots, just because the wind is the way it is. Landing. It didn't give us a minimums call, but we're at minimums. We're helped out by the fact the wind is roughly right down the runway. Oh, ballooned slightly. Flaps 10, we gotta bleed off all this excess energy, so... You don't need to tell me that as I'm landing, NeoFly. I wish you could turn some of that off. Try to make the next taxiway. There's this taxiway right here. Flaps up. Landing strobe lights off. The airport diagram. After landing checks, wing flaps are up. Ice protection off. Standby out power off. Yep, we got a CAS message. Strobe lights off, landing taxi off, fuel condition lever to low idle. All right, where's the FBO at? The FBO is where the terminal used to be. I think we're on Alpha 4. No, we can't be, because it goes straight into the, I think the layout is a bit fracked. FBO's over here, so we're going to head over that way. But yeah, we can just go straight ahead, which, according to the airport diagram, should not be possible. Although, do we have 2 FBOs here? Because it's saying that Shelter's to the left, but no. I think the scenery just needs updated. I'm gonna turn. Since we're already turning, I'm gonna take it to the right, and then we'll go in. Taxi light on. Actually, do I have a... Yeah, I have a button for that. You want me parking right there, huh? Yes, this is technically the right place. Okay, I see how you want me now. All right. Go ahead and turn the taxi light off so we don't blind them. There. Parking brake set. How? Don't even have the engine off yet. Neofly, you need to give me a few minutes to get the engine off before you start doing stuff like that. Alright, shut down. Parking brake set. Lead air heat to off. Power lever at idle. ITT is stabilized at 236 for 1 minute. Mission ended. All right. All right, we are stable at the minimum for 1 minute. RPM and then conditioning. Okay. So RPM, bring it all the way out to full feather. And then that's off. Fuel boost pump off. Avionics 2, then 1 off. And battery off. I forgot to turn those cab switches off. Oh well. Alright. What time is it? It's 17:37. We need to reassess what we plan on doing. Got ground power available, but we don't really need it. Okay, yeah. I think that's the terminal right there. At least it's supposed to be, but it's drawing it as a hangar. Because that's supposed to be where the FBO is. Yeah, I think the scenery needs updating. Might have to do that myself, actually. Could be a fun little project. Not that hard of an airport to update, really. Alrighty, let's figure out what we're gonna do next. Let me bring up this. So this is our next route. However, the IFR, moderate ice, where's that convective? The convective's not as bad as it used to be. But we do have moderate ice between 14 and 280. That's not going to affect us. IFR, convective outlook, got this to worry about. Now, the winds at Kissimmee favor runway 33, which does not have an ILS. It has an RNAV. It might be better to come around this way that we can fly south of this. Before we get too crazy, what's the wind look like? 35012. Visibility's 10, light rain. Wait, this was at 2156. What time is it now? It's 2230. This could get worse. And I would expect it to get worse. Let's see. If I use the same altitude, 8,000, and a speed of 170, it's a 27-minute flight. If we leave in 15 minutes, let's say we left at 2250. They'll put us there, let's say 2330. The forecast, heavy rain, mist, broken 1200. And it just gets worse from there. We should be able to make it in, but it's going to be a fun one. Okay. I'm thinking it's going to be best to come south of Disney World as well. So I am going to plan... Where is this waypoint? YONMA. YONMA. Winoma? Right there. Okay. Okay. Tango. I'm actually going to make Yojix here be my last en route waypoint. And then we can take Tango 336 all the way over there. So if we make this our first en route waypoint. What waypoint is that? Omini? That puts us on Tango 336 all the way over there. And then from here, we can pretty much take that airway over to Yonoma, and then we fly this approach in. 19 miles from Ocala. What's Ocala look like as far as departure procedures go? Oh, we do have a departure procedure for runway 8, but for 36, it's a diverse departure. Okay. Alrighty then. I think that'll be what we do. Ocala to this waypoint, Tango 336 to here. Alright. Let me make sure NeoFly didn't mess anything up. Yeah, we're flying this mission next. They are at... They should be here. Why does it say they're back there? Because that should have been stacked with us to head to Kissimmee. I thought something was up. I felt like that payload was too light. We didn't even take it with us. So that's back at Fernandina. Yeah, go ahead and remove the mission anyway. I'll take the penalty. Okay, we're at Ocala. Generate some missions for us. Let's see if there's any heading to Kissimmee. There are not. Oh, it's quite a few though. Well, I kind of want to make that trip. Anyway. Try generating it again. Surely it'll give us a mission heading that way eventually. If I just keep hitting generate. The land. Ocala to Gainesville. I want to head towards Kissimmee. I could just reduce my payload and fly it. Let me regenerate one more time. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I'm using NeoFly to try to generate a route or a payload for us here. Nope, nothing. Nothing heading to Kissimmee. Okay. I wish I could just, like, specify that I wanted to go to, Kissimmee and just generate a payload for me, please. Alright, well, NeoFly is not helpful right now. Okay. Let's bring back up the game now. There you go. Okay. I'm going to just do this the old-fashioned way. Gonna get rid of our 2 passengers. Our payload for that mission was like 800. So we're gonna drop some of this cargo as well. Nothing in the cargo bay, I think. Be a good way to go about it. Yeah, we'll do that. 478. That brings us to 648 with the pilot, which is me. And how much fuel did we burn? I didn't even keep track of it. We'll say we burned 80% of our fuel. I'm going to adjust our CG forward here. Put it right in the middle. All right. Okay, I need to file a new flight plan. IFR 208 light, slant Golf, slant Lima. We're heading from AOCF. Current time 2246. We'll say we'll depart at 2300. Altitude 8000, airspeed 170, heading to Kilo India Sierra Mike. Alternate, I'm just going to make our alternate Fernandina Beach. Time en route, 40 minutes, that's fine. Endurance, I'm going to say we have, 5 hours. Route. Copy paste from SkyVector. Alright. File the flight plan. Flight plan filed. And just to make sure it received it properly, I'm going to fetch. It did. Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this going again. Pre-flight is complete. Parking brake is set. Switches are off. Ignition is norm. Tank selectors are both on. Bleed air is off. Power lever is idle. Prop RPM. Forward. Condition is cut off. Fuel shut off is on. Battery on. Wing flaps up. We can turn these off. We don't need them on. Nav and beacon can stay on. Alright, starting engine. Battery on. Beacon light is on. Avionics number 1 comes on. Wait for the red X's to go away. We have 24 volts. Prop area is clear. Boost pump on. Starter to start. Looking for 12%. On the NG. There's 12. Low idle. Looking for stable at 52. All right, starter to off. There we go. Boost pump to normal. Generator is checked. Boost pump back to norm. Avionics number 2 on. Ignition normal. And nav lights on. All right. Let's program this real quick. Flight plan. Lapse the airway, please. Go ahead and delete it, actually. Our flight plan. Departing KOCF. Oop, I forgot to set the departure runway. Departing on runway 36. First en route waypoint. Oscar Mike Mike. November India. Then we have a airway. Tango 336. Exiting at Yojix. Stepuni Yojix. That looks good to me. There we go. And then after that, we have Kilo India Sierra Mike. No, wait. Kilo India Sierra Mike. CB Gateway. Planning runway 33. And I already know what approach we're going to get, so I'm actually going to go ahead and go to procedure. Select approach. RNAV 33 LPV from Yoma. Baro minimums for us. I think it was like 2 something. Let's see. 332. Okay. That was close. It's 250 above the ground. Put 330. Load that. There is our full flight plan. Let's try to get it done before the weather turns too far south. Okay, diverse departure to get out of here. I'm gonna hit B to sync up our altimeter. Somebody's landing at Tampa. Okay, we're gonna go straight out, turn left onto Alpha. That parallels the runway, goes all the way to the end. All right. Let's not forget to run our before takeoff checks this time. And set map. I'm gonna change the zoom on that. 4 miles. Taxi light on. Ocala traffic, Caravan 279, Echo Charlie, taxiing runway 36, Ocala. Alright, hold the brakes, throttle up, parking brake off. I'm just going to taxi straight ahead and pretend the ground crew don't exist. Because they probably wouldn't be there right now anyway. Oh no, we just murdered them. Right here. At some point, this does kind of curve to the left a little bit. Be ready for that. It's coming up, actually. Slow down a little bit for this turn. Oh, high less hold short line I just saw. Nope, that is. Oh, we don't need to go into it anyway. Or we are fine. We do need to go into it. We're just fine. Oh shit. That's a violation. Because I think, oh, right there at it. I should be further away from that line than I am. All right. Before takeoff checks, parking brake set, altimeters are set, fuel booster to norm, tank selectors both on, quantity checked. Shutoff valve is fully on. Standby. What is this? Standby alt power. On. Manual electric trim. You need to make sure that that is set to takeoff. we go. Ice protection. I will turn pitot heat on, but I'll leave everything else off because we're above 10 degrees right now. Avionics and radar is set for departure. That's going to be CDI to RNAV. And I'm going to turn my bearing pointer on number 2 to the waypoint. As for the radar, we got next red. I'm not worried about that. Nav source is set. Transponder, mode C on. Strobe lights I'll get in just a second. CAS messages are checked. Wing flaps are up. Cabin heat. Good. Brakes release. Condition lever to high idle. A normal takeoff. Set for takeoff. I didn't actually do a calculation for that. Rotate at 75 knots. Initial climb out airspeed is 90. And flaps will be up at 90, which they're going to be up for takeoff anyway. All right. Brakes. Landing and strobe lights on. Taxi light off. Ocala traffic, Caravan 279 Echo Charlie, taking off runway 36, departing to the south, Ocala. Parking brake off. Man, that thing gets up and goes with barely little throttle when it's in high idle. That's a world of a difference compared to low idle. I'm gonna let it get to like 80 knots before I rotate, just because of the wind being the way it is. My strobe light got turned off at some point. We're above 400 feet. I'm gonna make a left turn this time, direct to the waypoint. Although, I just thought of something. We're going to be going into a hard IFR airport with windy conditions at night. This is going to be a blast. If we die, well, and before we die, I guess. Sync the heading up. Set this to 8,000 feet. climb at about 130 knots. Bring RPM back to 1800 for the climb. Alright, that'll be a good setting to climb right there. Alright, do I have like a light I can turn off? I feel like that light doesn't need to be on. I feel like these could be on though. Avionics and brightness are fine. I'm gonna turn these up. That floodlight can turn off though. Although to be honest, having it at least a little bit on does help. Turn my landing lights off, because I can actually see the switches. But we'll have it off for now. Alright, looks like the worst of it's still over the coast, so we should be fine. Climb checks, ice protection set, airspeed set, prop is set, power lever set. Go ahead and bring up the chart for RNAV 33. Okay, Amex at 2000. Does it have the VNAV already programmed in? It does, okay. Okay, so what's the distance? From Yojix to whatever. I'll have to look at the en route chart. The distance is 8 miles. So basically I'd want to be at 3,000 or 4,000 feet by the time I got there. So we'll say 4,000 feet at Yojix. Maybe 3,000. This is calculated 6,300. 3,800. You know what? I'll go with it. I'll go with its descent rate then. Because it's already figured it out for me. And I'm just Kentucky windaging it, although that weather is starting to move further inland. We should hopefully get into Kissimmee before it becomes a factor. I wanted to get out of Kissimmee and back to Fernandina Beach, but because I had the technical issues at the start of the stream, I'm not going to be able to do that. To go. We're coming up on it. because I still got to eat something for dinner, and then we got the Stardew stream later. So there's actually 2 streams today anyway. Well, I guess I could, in theory, get back to Fernandina Beach, but I don't want to be here. I need to eat something. Coming in just a little bit off here. Level up 8,000 feet. I'm gonna let the airplane speed up for a bit. It should sequence to the next waypoint right now. All right, I'm gonna bring NG back to 95 and RPM back to 1700. There we go. That'll be our cruise setting. And that should have us cruise at about 170 knots. Actually speeding up a little bit. Let's throttle back a little bit more. Let's say 94. We could actually comfortably make 175 if we needed to. Why did it not sequence to the next waypoint? Okay, put it in nav hold. I thought it would sequence by itself, but it didn't. OBS is turned off. Okay, so far still no controllers online. I actually expect one to show up at some point though. Hopefully we can get into Kissimmee quickly, because if you look at NextRad, this is starting to make its way over Orlando. It ain't looking good for us. If I have to divert, I have to divert. We'll head over to Fernandina Beach, and this cargo just won't get in there today. Because I already know the wind's going to be a pain in the butt. The visibility is fun. Visibility was fine, actually. The ceiling is low. It's not very high above minimums. The minimums are 200, and the ceiling is 700, last I looked. So that gives us 500 feet of wiggle room, which is not a lot. A lot of planes departing Jax tonight, probably because it's okay. It's close to where the storm is, but it's not like super far away. Doesn't look like there's too much in terms of traffic landing at Orlando right now. Just one airplane, which is surprising to say the least. Oh boy. So looking at the weather online, it's not nearly as bad as what the in-game NextRad is drawing it as, but unfortunately the in-game NextRad is more important in that regard. The storm's actually further, it's over the Bahamas now. It's approaching Freeport. It's not supposed to make landfall here until tomorrow. Of course, in typical flight sim fashion, a storm attracts planes. It doesn't push them away like it does in real life. This is going to be fun. Let's see the weather at Kissimmee. I'm going to keep a close eye on it. At 22:56, we should get it updated. It should have updated by now, actually. Show me METARs. I hope we hadn't lost the station already. Nope, 22:56 is still the latest. Please don't tell me we've already had the station go offline. I could land at Orlando Executive if need be. Theirs was at 23:09, so theirs is the most recent. Four miles, rain mist, broken 800. 01013. What's the runways there? There's 01013. It favors 7. What's the approaches available at Orlando Executive? Quinquua, I can get into there from pretty easily from my route already. We have ILS. Okay, we do have an ILS and an RNAV for 7 and 2.5. And I can get into it pretty easily. Let's keep our eyes on the weather. We'll divert to Orlando Executive if need be. I don't like that we hadn't got a weather update in over an hour. I'm a bit worried it might have knocked their station out. We got some red on the NextRad here. You know what? I think I'm going to call it. I might divert to Orlando Executive. It's going to be easier to get into there. Yeah, okay. We'll plan for the ILS runway 7 Orlando Executive. Put me on heading hold. For now. Flight plan. Okay, instead of Kissimmee, yes, remove that approach. Our destination has changed. Alright, I'm gonna turn this way. You're actually going to be going KORL. Gonna land there. Plan runway 7. Go ahead and activate that leg too. Actually, procedures, clear. Procedure, select approach, ILS runway 7. Fly the course reversal, no, we're coming in at an angle we don't need to. I'll clear these minimums later. Go ahead and activate it, actually. Put us on nav hold. That's going to fly us right there. We need to start down now, I feel. I'm going to throttle back. Put me in V-speed hold at 800 feet per minute. Throttle back to 80. We need to be at 2,000 feet by the time we reach that waypoint, and we're already pretty close to it, so we need to get set up for this approach. Perfect time to decide to divert, wasn't it? KORL. ILS 7, 2,000 feet at SRAC, and we intercept the glide slope at 2,000 feet. Okay, that's not too terrible. 109.9 is set. Orlando VOR is on 112.2. I'm going to set that on nav 2. Pop that over. I'm going to sync up heading real quick. Let it hold that. 073, 109.9 is set. All right. Put us back to magenta for a second. Yeah, we need to get lower. I'm going to pull the throttle back. Landing lights on. Actually, briefly turn these floodlights on so I can see. Go ahead and turn taxi light on as well. Okay, so if a controller comes online now, we need to tell them we are diverting to Orlando Executive instead of Kissimmee. Although looking at it now, because Orlando Executive's right in the middle of the yellow, but they have up-to-date weather. Let's see, got to throttle up a little bit here. I'm actually reporting light rain, but this was about 20 minutes ago. Missed 4 miles, 2987. Let's go ahead and run our descent checks. Ice protection set. Seatbelt no smoking is off. There's no packs on board. Altimeter set. Nav source. We're going to keep it magenta for now. We'll switch over to green needles in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and increase my RPM to 1900. All right, switch us over to heading hold now. CDI to green needle. Look 1, tuned and identified as IORL. What's our minimums? Our minimums are 391. Set that at 390. And we don't need to fly the course reversal as Ezrak. Go ahead and turn nav hold on so it can capture. Orlando Executive Caravan 279 Echo Charlie is 15 miles west at 2,500 inbound ILS runway 7, Orlando Executive. Alright, it's captured. We need to let it drop to 2,000 feet. Oh, we're getting hammered by the rain. Altitude capture. Throttle up to keep us above VY for right now. Alright, arm approach mode. Localizer on. Glide slope is armed. This will be fun. This has got a complex missed approach procedure. It's straight out initially, climb to 1500 by a certain radial. The missed approach altitude is 1,500, curiously enough. Glide slope's alive. We should hit the glide slope right as we cross the waypoint. See the moon rising in the distance. Glide slope captured. We're at the waypoint. Altimeter's good. Throttle us back. 1 notch of flaps. Orlando Executive Traffic. Caravan 279 Echo Charlie is on final. Runway 7. Orlando Executive. I'm going to, like last time, I'm going to keep it at 100 knots through this approach. We have 5,000 feet of runway to work with, so that's plenty. All right, missed approach altitude is 1,500. Set. Can't see the runway just yet, but I can see the ground at least. Got that going for us. Oh, nav unavailable. That's fine, I don't need it right now. Look at that wind correction angle, though. Okay, I see the runway now. I was looking over here. It's the runway's over there. The wind shifted directions on us. Not the wind, the raindrops. See, like they're blowing left to right, and then they switch to right to left. There's downtown Orlando right there. I didn't know the ILS took you this freaking close to it. I did not know you came this close to the city on the ILS. That's pretty. Let me take a screenshot of that. Okay, we're getting low. And look at that wind. It is bouncing us around. I want to keep the speed up, so I'm going to throttle up some. We're below the Vasey's glide slope, but kind of above the electronic one.
500. 500.
Okay, yaw dampener to off. I'm gonna take control now. I have the airplane. We're at minimums. I'm landing. Or I'm gonna attempt. I feel like it brought us a little too low. I'm gonna get on the Vasey's glide slope. I'm gonna hold altitude until then. Well, that's neat. The lights are... What? No, the electronic glide slope was right. The lights are higher than the runway for some reason. That's neat. Come on, land it. That's interesting. That's an error I didn't think I'd see ever. The lights are like 100 feet above the runway. Yeah, closer to 50 feet. Is there an elevation bug going on here? Hold on, let me clear the runway. There's a taxiway right there. What's the elevation for this airfield? 113. No, we're at the right elevation. The lights just float higher for some reason. Alright. Okay, left turn on Alpha and then easy onto Bravo. Okay, safe taxi ain't gonna help me because I can barely see it. Maybe if I, there we go. I'll make it a little bit easier. And we'll be parking at the FBO at the north ramp. Alright, landing and strobe lights off. And turn that floodlight back on. Low idle. Brakes, parking brake off. Let's taxi in. Oh, I didn't think I'd be diverting tonight, but hey, you do what you gotta do. So weird. You can see the runway lights right there. Like, from a distance, like on final, they looked fine, which is why I was feeling like the glide slope took us lower. I didn't realize the lights were 50 feet too high. our turn onto Bravo is coming up. Bravo is that one that kind of comes off at an angle. Our next right, it's going to be an easy right. Oh, we actually have working signs here. I didn't realize. The signs are accurate. Okay, Bravo intersects with Echo 4, and it'll be an easy right again. And it'll take us straight into the ramp. Echo 4. Okay, Bravo 1 is easy right. Echo 4 is easy left. I'll take Bravo 1 into the ramp, which is right here in front of us. So we do have a parking spot available. How they want us to park. Taxi light off. Right. Okay. I forgot to bring the flaps up. Alright, flaps up. Ice protection off. Standby. Alternator power. Strobe lights off. Landing and taxi lights off. Parking brake set. Bleed air heat is off. Power lever at idle. Minimum ITT at 235. Leave that there for just a little bit longer. Go ahead and turn avionics 2 off though. Speed up the shutdown process a bit. Alright, that's 1 minute. RPM to full back. Low to shut off. Ignition lever cut off. Lights. Turn off beacon nav off. Fuel booster off. Avionics 1 and 2 off. Battery off. And this is our final stop for the night. So, one last thing to do is move these to the off position. Alrighty, didn't make it to see me. We instead landed at Orlando Executive. It looks like both runways have that problem. Because that runway's lights are floating 50 feet too high as well. Taxiway lights and the centerline lights are fine though. That is really interesting. Alright, that's going to do it for this one. We will be back a little later with some Stardew. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Take care, everyone.